And obviously, language proficiency would be important. And you said, you're looking for
Yeah.
proof of language level. What sort of level do you expect your quote-unquote non-native speakers to have?
We use the British Council's aptitude test for teachers to assess level, and sort of that maps onto the Common European Framework. We're sort of looking for something around sort of in the C level, so sort of they would be approaching fluency. But that isn't always necessary. We have some teachers whose level may be a little bit lower than that, but who are kind of quite fluent and who show good teaching skills, and they're well able to cope with sort of lower level language learners and sort of convey meaning really well and engage with them. So you don't have to have perfect English to be an English teacher, I think. It helps, but it's not the defining quality.
Yeah, I think it's a very important point, because very often I think in ELT we've become so obsessed about either native speakers or native-like proficiency, whatever that means, and we tend to forget about all the other qualities that you've just mentioned. Obviously, you need a certain level of proficiency, right? But it's not the defining factor.
Yeah, and also, I mean, with English, the question is a native speaker where? There are native speakers in India, there are native speakers in Australia, New Zealand, Malaysia, Singapore, and all these people have a very different Englishes, but they're still native speakers. So.
Very true. Yeah.
Even within English, I go to the north of England in Manchester, and sometimes my English is difficult for them to understand, and vice versa. So
it is. I had some problems the first few days when I moved to York. It was a bit tricky to understand some people.
Yeah.